All right, welcome to Smokey Approved Korea. I'm your boy Journalist, and on this one, we are here to finish, well, not finish, but continue the finishing of August D or Suga's D2 mixtape. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Today, we are watching this off of Dial 6137. I've been told they're a good source for the translation, so that's where we'll be using them from. Shout out to them. And yeah, thank you for joining me. If you could please hit that like, subscribe. Patreon is in the description if you would like to support the channel directly or would like early or exclusive access to anything we're working on YouTube or on the Patreon. That said, let's get into this one and see what we got that day. I said it's no matter what, no matter what.
I see the ashes falling out your window. There's someone in the mirror.
Max got that kind of what's that boy name? The Weeknd. He's got kind of that Weeknd high falsetto tone.
That you don't know. And everything was all wrong. So burn it till it's all gone. Yeah, burn it.
I like that.
And everything was all wrong. So burn it till it's all gone. Yeah, burn it. Nah, sorry. Yeah, burn it. I want it. Woo. Yeah, burn it. Nah, sorry. Yeah, burn it. I want it. Woo. 돌아가보자고 지난 날 에이, 나를 파괴하던 시간과 에이, 시계증오 혹은 열등감 한들의 에이, 나를 파괴하던 시간과 에이, 시계증오 혹은 열등감 한들에게 사로잡힌 삶 에이, 성공을 맛보는 지난 날 에이, 그때와는 뭐가 다른가 에이, 글쎄 크게 다르지는 않아 에이, 태워버리자고 지난 날 가장 깊은 곳 밑바닥까지 남김없이 더 타겠지 불을 붙여 더 불을 붙여 뭐 끝에 뭐가 또 나르지 I don't know. 다 태우고 나면 뭐 제만 남을지도 모르지 아님 그대로 올지.
This is kind of like a reflection of what he's had in success, and then just thinking about like the life, like when shit was like all the things he did want. Kind of like you guys say he's got that line he always says, even though he didn't use it here, where he's like I want rings, cars, and a house or something like that. I'm totally paraphrasing the bar, but this song is that bar encapsulated in a song format is more so what I'm trying to say, because now he's thinking about like his old life compared to like the life he lives now, and then like he's like, I'm not that much different. I've just had like a taste of success. But now it's like, well, let's say we burn it all down. Like, would I feel any differently now after having these things that I've gained through the music and the success than I did then? Because maybe he still deals with self-loathing and the resentment of the situation that he's in and how he wanted to be in the position that he's in now. And then just like, if it's all gone, like, does it all really matter? It's my favorite word in Korean is junta. It's for sure got to be a junta situation. If we burn it all down, like what's left? Is it just ashes? Like, that's it. It's kind of more so what it is. Like, that's it. Junta to the world.
See the ashes falling out your window. There's someone in the mirror that you don't know. And everything was all wrong. So burn it till it's all gone. Yeah, burn it. Nah, sorry. Yeah, burn it. I want it. Woo. Yeah, burn it. Nah, sorry. Yeah, burn it. I want it. Burn it. 가장 깊은 곳에 너를 마주하지 지구 혹은 증오현 뭐 분노.
Okay, little sugar. Hey, remember when I was like, oh yeah, he's gotta like work, like he's the least developed. That boy cooking on this motherfucking song.
Yeah, burn it. I want it. Burn it. 가장 깊은 곳에 너를 마주하지 지구 혹은 증오현 뭐 분노까지 그것 또한 얼마나 되려 허망한지 어쩌면 그것들은 막 혹은 증.
This stuff. Your embarrassment, loathing, hatred, and even your anger. How futile that is too in the end. This is why like I try and tell the homies or just anybody that like watches the channel is like, yo, Like, you might take a small piece of advice from me. Like, all of your ills in the world matter nothing in the end. So why carry them and allow them to weigh you down? You should just enjoy the life as you have it. Could it be worse? Yes. Could it be better? Probably. But how about you just enjoy what you have? Because all these other outward and sometimes inward issues that we have or develop through life, they don't really matter. Like, if you were to just kind of look at it, like, if I died right now, like, would any of this actually matter? No, it wouldn't, because now you're dead. So, like, in the end, it doesn't matter. Now, granted, again, I understand through the culture I was raised in and just my own personal thinking, it's a lot easier for me to say this than a lot of other people, because, again, like, some people just they fight a real war in their brain, and then they just kind of get down on themselves. And I would just like to say, like, that's not necessary, yo. Just let it go. It's a movie called All About the Benjamins. L-I-G it, Reggie. Go watch that movie so you can understand what I'm saying. But you got to let it go. L-I-G it, Reggie. You got to. There you're not. I hope that you'll be careful of the word original intentions. Somebody's gonna have to break this one down to me, because I don't understand. I don't understand this statement of original intentions and why we should be wary of it. Don't be afraid. You got a bold surrender is also a form of courage. I don't understand this one, because my American exceptionalism in me says, no, sir. What are you talking about? I don't understand the word surrender and courage being used in the same statement. So please explain this one to me. Again, my cultural upbringing just says surrender. We shan't surrender, sir. How is this courageous? I don't get it. However, let me finish this one. Okay, yeah. So the second verse, first verse sounds like Suga's talking to himself. Like we say, this is like an open book, or like we're allowed to read Suga's diary over his shoulder. It's kind of how this project is sounding so far, and that's what the first verse sounds like. It's a conversation outwardly, but one that he has with his internal monologue that he has turned into a verse. And then the second verse sounds like a conversation he would have with somebody who is probably thinking about some of the things, or the fact that he knows people are listening. So the second verse is more so giving messaging to those that are in the world, less for himself, more for the people that listen to him, is what this one sounds like. So it's like a conversation with a person is how this sounds. And then that boy Max is the quintessential, I paid a guy, or I asked a guy to do a song with me, and I just need you to do your job. And Max is that guy. Max showed up and did his job and got the hell out the way. And I respect that so much, because that's so hard for a lot of people to do, is to just come in and do what I've asked you to do. No more, no less. Hit the mark, and then we have something that would be considered masterful. Because even though the song structure is very atypical, what is happening in the verses coupled with the hook make it so much better of a song, at least to me, because I enjoy how the hook sounds, but then those verses are crazy lyrically. And then how the second verse sounds like cadence wise, that boy Suga was in a pocket.
I see the ashes falling out your window. There's someone in the mirror that you don't know, and everything was all wrong. So burn it till it's all gone. Yeah.
That's the only thing I would add to this song is, that ignition sound effect, like when a big flame is started, that big whoosh. Like if he had added one of these at that burn it till it's all gone section.
So burn it till it's all gone. Whoosh. Yeah, burn it.
That shit would have sounded crazy. But that's just more so my brain thinks like that from sound design, like in films and stuff. Like in the 90s, they did a lot more, we'll say, sound design additive stuff into beats that we really don't do in like modern production anymore. And I like to do that in my songs. And I just wish people would do that a lot, because sound effects, like, oh man, they really push a lot of lyrics over the top when they get them. And that would just sound crazy. Burn it till it's all gone. And then you just get even just the sound of striking like the match into the fire ignition sound effect would have been crazy. All right, Burn It featuring Max. I would say that this is number 2 favorite off of the album so far. So I would say 28 is my most favorite off of this album so far, just because it speaks a little bit more to probably also the mindset I had at 28, but just also I really like the back and forth between Suga and RM on there. It's a really good back and forth and juxtaposition of verses. But then this one, again, good juxtaposition, but just it's got a different feeling. And all of these still feel like a therapy session. Like I get to read my boy diary over his shoulder like, oh, say word. That's what you think about yourself. That's crazy. Well, that's what we're thinking about today. So this is a really dope song. Please go listen to this with me without me talking over it. Like if this is your first time ever listening to a BTS song or a member of BTS, one of their songs, then hey, you've got a wealth of music to get into. If you've already heard this and it's one of your favorites, it's a good song to have as a favorite. But yeah, that's going to be it for me on this one. If you guys could get in the comment section, let me know what you guys think about this song. And I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. Please hit that like, subscribe, Patreon, and all that. And I'm done. Peace.